Welcome to the raw and uncensored Ambitchious podcast. During our time here together, I will be instilling all of the strength, power, and determination you will need to use the very stones thrown at you to build your ultimate empire. We will redefine the word bitch from the derogatory to the acronym being in total control of herself. So let's adjust our crowns and prepare to live life ambitiously.
Oh, yeah, here I am, the original HBIC, Katie motherfucking Boyd. And on this episode of the Ambitchious podcast, we're gonna make you go to rehab. I said, no. Yeah, I'm bringing you to basic bitch rehab. That's right. You're sick. You're sick as a motherfucking dog, and we're going to either shoot you and put you out of your fucking misery, or you're going to rehab because it's time to step into your power and be the HBIC of your ambitious life. But before I begin, as you know, I don't fucking sell in my podcast. I could have tons of sponsors and make hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this shit, but I choose to not dumb down the podcast and have 55 fucking minutes about the underwear that I wear, even though I don't wear fucking underwear because I hate shit up my ass. And I have a very large vagina, but that's just a whole other story for a different day. It's more of a moose knuckle and not so much a camel toe, but it's neither here nor there. We're moving on, but there are no freaking ads on the Ambitchious podcast. So all I ask from you is this: share this podcast with as many bitches as possible so that we can make this year the year of the bitch. This is all about the Ambitchious movement. And as you know, the more ambitches that we have on this earth, the better that Mother Earth and all of her inhabitants will be. So if you actually are on social, you can follow me at Katie Boyd Ambitchious on IG, and you can also come over to my Ambitchious app, which those are in the show notes. Both of those links are in the show notes, but extra points if you tag me on Instagram, because I love to thank each and every one of you personally. You know that if you've done this before, I always send like a little voice clip or I send a DM just thanking you, and I always repost your shares on my stories. So please don't forget to tag me when you actually post about the podcast or about the book or anything that has to do with the Ambitchious movement. Okay. If something motivated you and inspired you, like, don't leave a bitch behind. Don't forget about me. Tag me on social so I can send you a little thank you. So that's the only ask that I ask for, is for you just to be a crusader for the Ambitchious movement by spreading the word to as many ambitches as you possibly can. So we're going to basic bitch rehab. So on last week's podcast, we talked about why you're actually a basic bitch. If you have not listened to that podcast yet, go back to last week's podcast before you go to this podcast, because it won't make as much sense if you don't listen to last week's podcast and then this one. So if you already have listened to Why You're a Basic Bitch podcast, then we can go forward with basic bitch rehab. Okay? So how are you going to stop being a basic bitch? I'm going to give you all the reasons. Now, a lot of the reasons that I give you, they're not going to be easy. They're not going to be joyful. They're not going to eat your ass like a cupcake. Okay? They're just not. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that being ambitious is fucking easy. Nothing worth having is easy. Nothing incredible or extraordinary comes from a comfort zone. So a lot of the stuff that I'm going to say to you is going to be hard work. But guess what? What other fucking option do you have? Oh, I know what the motherfucking option is: for you to just be a basic bitch. And that's okay. Be the best basic bitch that you can be, but just get the fuck out of our way. Just get out of our way. Okay? Seriously. Red Rover, the bitch is coming over. Okay? Like, move the fuck out of my way. So if this triggers you, if it upsets you, if it overwhelms you, good. I hope it fucking does. I hope that the words that are coming out of my mouth polarize you to the highest extent, because that's the only fucking way that you're going to move your bloomin' arse. Okay? as Eliza Doolittle would say in My Fair Lady. Okay, so this is basic bitch rehab 101. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth and really try to take notes on this if you can. If you're obviously driving, don't do that. We want you to be an ambitious woman forever and ever. Amen. So if you're driving, wait till you get home and you can listen to this once and re-listen to it again. Remember, like all of these podcasts that I've done, it's an educational tool. Like I listen to podcasts like 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I reread books 4, 5, 6 times. I've read Think and Grow Rich probably 150 times. Like that's just how it rolls. So use Ambitchious in every way, shape, and form, whether it's the podcast, the book, the programs, anything. Like it's all educational tools. So sit down with your notebook and take the notes and start trying to implement and interweave these ideas into your everyday life so that you can really become the HBIC of your ambitious life. So the number one thing for you to become ambitious and stop being a basic ass bitch is to leave the crowd. It's pretty much a given. If 98% of the human population is going one way, you should probably fucking go the other way. Because if you don't, it's just going to be like lemmings jumping off the side of the hill. I see so many people who they're so uncomfortable about leaving the crowd and leaving the comfort of what they've always known behind. And I'm telling you right now, it's this herd mentality that fucks up our world. It's the herd mentality that keeps you from living life ambitiously. Sometimes you got to be the most incredible, powerful, polarizing, hardcore, no fucks given, iron fucking underwear bitch that you can be, and you can't be apologetic for it. You have to go against the grain. You have to leave what the 98% is doing. If you haven't listened to Outwitting the Devil yet, go back and listen to Outwitting the Devil. Every motivational speaker, every spiritual educator always talks about this. And I'm being very, 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 very I'm just slathering this on, honestly. I'm being very liberal with this. I actually think it's less than 2% of the human population is living their best lives. But mostly everyone says it's the 2% and then the 98% split. And I believe it. I really, really do. So you have to leave the crowd. You have to leave the herd. The next one is you have to act like you are before you get there. You have to act like you are, or you already have this thing, or you already are this person before you get there. Stuart Wilde, who, if you haven't listened to his stuff, just Google Stuart Wilde. He has one of my favorite things is the 33 steps to personal power. And there's a bunch of other ones on YouTube, and you can read all about him. He's really had an incredible, extraordinary life. But he talks about, for example, like if you desire to be wealthy, right? Wealth has a vibrational frequency. And places where wealthy people go have a vibrational frequency. It's just like I always talk about. So one of my favorite hotels in the whole world is in Paris, and it's the George V Four Seasons. When you walk, first of all, when you pull up, it's like a car show, right? It's like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Maybachs, Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Aston Martins, Bugattis, like you name it, like it's just a fucking car show. So first of all, you pull up, it's a car show. You're already like, whoa. You walk through the front doors. The place has a smell to it. It's opulent. It's like incredible. All the people are wealthy. Everyone has a certain language. Everybody has a certain vibrational frequency. Now, I'm not saying that every rich person's nice and like is loving and kind. I'm not saying that, but it's an energetic vibrational frequency. You feel opulent. You feel wealthy. You feel abundant. Or if you're flying on a plane and you're flying on, business class or first class, or you're, on Air France in the apartment, that they have some Air France's, especially flights out of JFK. And I'm a Boston girl, but some flights out of JFK have La Premiere, and it's literally like a little apartment on the plane, right? They're serving you caviar. They're serving you the best French champagne. Like you're getting foie gras and truffle and this thing and that thing. It's a fucking vibrational frequency. You go in the back where, all the people that just bought like regular seats are. It's like the kids are crying. Everyone's fighting. They're eating fucking Doritos. It's just like, fuck. Everyone's got their shoes off. They're drooling on each other. They're just drinking bottom shelf liquor. Yuck. Okay. Now, I lived like that for almost all of my life. I'm not saying that there's a problem with that. I'm not saying that like you should be ashamed of yourself if that's the life that you're living, but don't you desire more for yourself? Don't you desire to experience these incredible experiences that God has placed in this earth for you to experience? And Stuart Wilde talks about going into places like this and experiencing the opulence, even if you don't have the money yet to experience it. So he talks about how before he was very wealthy, he would go into he's from London. So he would go into the most high class hotels in London and he would just have enough money to buy a coffee or a tea. So he would get like a cup of coffee and a cup of tea and he would just sit at the table or at the little bar and he would just be in that energy. He would just feel that energy. He would have conversations with people that were wealthy, that were staying there, that were, already doing what he desired to do. And once you start being in that energy and you start feeling like that, then you start flexing that muscle. You start wanting more. You start desiring more. The spark of creation and the divine start to kind of bubble up to the surface more than it was before. So putting yourself around, that's why I said like peer groups are so important. Like I don't ever want to hear from someone like someone emailed me the other day and was like asking me how much one of my programs cost. And she was like, because I'm broke. She goes, story of my life. Dude, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, okay, you might not have money right now, but there's a very fucking different, and I'm going to do a whole podcast about this. There's a very fucking different energy from being broke versus being poor. Okay? I'm not going to get into that right now. There's a whole other podcast in there, but like you have to start acting like the person that you desire to be and start putting yourself into situations and experiences and environments that those people are in. And all of a sudden, little things just start happening. And it's like magic because you are setting that intention. And all this like shit that people like setting intentions and doing this and doing that, it's all magic. It's not the devil's work. It's God's work. It's magic. God wants you to have a magical life. God did not put you on this earth to be basic. The next thing to do is get fucking excited. It's like, time to make the donuts, time to make the donuts. It's like, shut the actual fuck up. When I wake up in the morning, I have never in my life woken up with an alarm clock, unless I'm going on a flight somewhere and like I don't want to wake up like fucking Kevin, and like Catherine O'Hara running through the fucking O'Hare airport or wherever, the New York airport or wherever the fuck that they were, like to run a Rudolph. Yeah, they were in Chicago, so they were at O'Hare. I never want that, right? So yes, if I'm taking a flight somewhere, I'm going to have my alarm because, it's like Murphy's Law, right? That's when you want to sleep in, when you have to wake up at like 4 a.m. to go to Europe or whatever. But I don't wake up with an alarm. I never have in my life. When I wake up, I wake myself up because I'm so fucking pumped and I'm so fucking excited to live my life, to experience my life, because I've created this incredible ambitious life for myself that it's like, I don't want to lay in bed and do nothing and fiddle-faddle with my twat. I want to get up and I want to fucking, have my coffee and I want to do my Ambitchious and I want to set my intentions for the day and I want to work out and I want to do yoga and I want to do my breath work and my meditation and I want to eat right and I want to do my work and I want to inspire and I want to educate and entertain and do all the things that I do. When I wake up in the morning, Matt makes fun of me because I tap my toe. Like my toes tap in the morning while I'm laying in bed and he's like, you're so annoying. And I'm like, just getting myself ready. That's how excited I am to get up every morning. Now, there's mornings where I'm fucking tired. I don't feel hot. I might have been working a ton the day before and I was just like a little bit drained, but I still am so excited to get up and do what I do. And a lot of you bitches are walking around like fucking huddled masses at Ellis Island. Like fucking get it together. Put a fucking smile on your face. Get excited about your fucking ambitious life. Think about all the people that you're going to help and inspire, and think about the legacy you're going to leave, and think about all these things and how you're going to just keep getting better and better and better and better and better. People they're not excited to get up out of bed in the morning because they know what their life entails because they've created this shit fucking life for themselves. I wouldn't be excited if I had a shitty life. Even when I had a shitty life, I always knew that there was more. And I knew that I was in control of it. And that's where, Ambitchious kind of was born from. So get fucking excited about what is next for you. The next thing is make a statement to yourself, an affirmation to yourself that you will never give up and you will never fucking surrender. I have so many clients and mentorship clients that I work with one-on-one in a very tight container. And it's like, I always hear this like doubt, like, well, if this doesn't work out, then like I can always do this. Or if this doesn't happen, like I can always just get like a job. Or if that doesn't happen, then I can just do this or la la la. It's like, no. So if you want to lose the weight, throw all your fucking clothes out that are size, 22s. If you want to be a size 8, throw your fucking clothes out. If you want to, be the number one person in your coaching industry, quit your fucking job. I know you're like, this is crazy. Burn your fucking boats. Like I said in last week's podcast, if there's a plan B, it's always going to distract from plan A. So just make it so like, no matter what happens, come hell or high water, I don't care how fucking rough the seas get, how charged the punishment, the scroll, say, I am the captain of my soul. That is the most important thing. Go and listen to Invictus by William Ernest Hensley. One of my favorite all-time poems. I am the captain of my fate. I am the master of my soul. I don't care how bloody the battle gets. I don't care how fucking dark it's going to get, how horrible it's going to get. I am going to do the thing. But you guys never fucking say that. You always have a plan B to fall back on, and that's the problem. So burn your fucking boats. The next thing is, I want you to be selfish. Wow, right? People are like, wow, what does this mean? So many people, and I said this before, and I'll say it again, so many people, especially in the coaching industry, in the service industry, right? They want to help all these other people. But they don't even fucking help themselves. If you're an esthetician and your skin is shit, you're probably not going to attract the best clients to your company, right? One of my good friends, Candice Marino, she's the LA facialist, and she was a mentee of mine, and she really changed her life by, listening to the Ambitchious podcast. She actually wrote the foreword of the Ambitchious book because she was truly one of my greatest success stories. She went from, working for this asshole to like running her own multi-million-dollar company just by deciding like to burn her fucking boats, right? And if you ever watch Candice, she's so fucking great because she shows you like, this is what I wash my face with. I'm doing a peel. I'm not going in the sun. Like she is like a true testament of like, she walks the walk because she talks the talk. And so many people are just talking the talk, but they're not walking the walk, right? So if you want to be the best in your industry, you got to be the best for yourself. There's so many people that I coach and I do mentorship programs with that want to be coaches, whether it's in like health and fitness or spirituality or life coaching or whatever. And their lives are more fucked up than fucking soup sandwiches. How the fuck can you help somebody else if your life is fucked up? You have balls. You are ridiculously audacious if you think that people are going to pay you to teach them how to live their best lives if your life is not your best life. Get the fucking shit. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Be selfish. Get your life so tight. Get your body so tight. Get your nutrition so tight. Whatever you're doing. Get your spirituality if you desire to be a healer so on point and become so undeniable and become so inspirational. Just being your own self that it inspires other people to the point that they're like, damn, I want what she's having. Sign me up. I'll give her all my money. Like they're just opening their wallet and they're just fucking throwing their fucking, platinum American Express at you. Why do you think I'm a multimillionaire? Do you think it's because of my great tits and adorable pug nose? No, it's because I fucking show up every day and I do the do and I talk the talk and I walk the walk. Now, I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. But when I'm not being perfect, I call myself to the carpet in a public fucking forum and say, hey, I'm being a fucking asshole. I apologize. I'll try better. And I'm not going to try better for you. I'm going to try better for me. Okay? So be selfish. I said a couple podcasts ago, there's an old African proverb, and I'm going to butcher it, but it pretty much says like, don't trust a man who offers you a shirt that's naked, or don't trust a naked man who offers you a shirt or whatever. So if people are like, I'm a health and wellness coach, and they're sloppy and overweight, and they look like a fucking can of busted biscuits, you probably shouldn't be working with them. Okay? Maybe if, like I said before, like if someone is trying to heal you and you are not fucking healing yourself and you're not doing the work yourself, who the fuck do you think you fucking are? Be selfish. Work on your own shit first, and then you can go help the world. Okay? The next one is stay in your fucking lane. What does that mean, stay in your lane? Think about it. If you're a race car driver, and you're like, doing the Indy 500 and you're going around the track and you keep looking back at the people driving next to you, you're not going to win the race. You're probably going to fucking crash into the wall and explode your car. And it's the same thing with people just in everyday life. We're constantly looking at the other people in our arena. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others. We're constantly trying to, redo and recreate and remake the life of others. It's like, dude, God gave you your own life contract that you signed before you even came here. Put your fucking head down, get monomaniacal, focus, and care about only yourself. And I'm telling you, you will be ambitious. Beyond measure. Beyond measure. Okay. The next one is replace your negative, low vibrational frequency thoughts. Okay? Replace your negative, low vibrational frequency thoughts. No one can hurt you more than you hurt your own self in your own mind. I have said worse things about myself in my own mind than any of my enemies combined have said about me in my life. And let me tell you, I got a lot of fucking enemies. I got a lot of fucking haters. I have a lot of people that would like if Katie Boyd was no longer breathing. It's just a fucking fact of the matter. I'm not afraid to say it, and it's the goddamn truth. But we have to remember that most of the thoughts that we're thinking are not our thoughts. Most of the thoughts that we're thinking are coming in from enemy energy because our time is idle. Remember, go back to the last podcast and remember, idle hands are the devil's work. That's why you have to fill up your mind with thoughts of positivity and motivation and inspiration. And when the thoughts come in from the enemy, say to yourself, are the thoughts that I'm having truly mine? Or are the thoughts coming in from, as Florence Scovel Shinn puts it, the army of the aliens? The more people that drift, the more people that have negative thought loops, the more people that enemy energy gets the best of them, those people belong to the opposition. Those people belong to the devil. Those people belong to the enemy. And those are the 98% of the human population, like I said before when we first started the Ambitchious podcast today. So if a thought comes into your mind like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I'm going to fail. Say to yourself, no, Katie, you're just afraid because this is really big and this is like a huge leap and this is way out of your comfort zone. And it's okay to be afraid. It's okay, but it's an illusion. So let it go. And I do, you know how many times a day I have to have these conversations with myself in my mind? Yes, Katie motherfucking Boyd. I still have low vibrational frequency thought forms. I'm a human fucking being. Okay? Someone said to me the other day, oh my God, I can't believe you still think like this. What? Yes, bitch, I still think like this. I'm a fucking human. I mean, I'm not a fucking fairy or an elf. I wish. Give me a fucking break. I'm a human being just like everybody else. Now I can pull myself out quicker from these bad places. But, you have to ask yourself, are the thoughts that I'm having my thoughts, or are they thoughts from the enemy that have been planted here because I'm not doing my rituals, or I'm tired, or I'm burnt out, or whatever? Because usually when you're not guarding your mind and you're not pumping up your motivation muscles and you're just like allowing your mind to like drift off into wherever, that's when the enemy can ride in on those low vibrational frequency waves, right? The next one is the bitch list. We talked a lot about this, so I'm not going to go too much into it in this podcast, but we talked about the bitch list. At the end of the month, every month, when you see more B's than white space in your planner or in your journal or in your notebook, you know that you are on your way to living an ambitious life. It's when you don't see the B's at the end of the day from doing your bitch list, from completing all the things on your bitch list. That's when you're like, oh, no wonder why I'm a mediocre basic bitch, because I'm not even doing the things that I'm saying that I'll do. We already touched upon this again, but I'm going to drill it into your fucking ears. So clean the potatoes out. You got to walk the walk. You know, I don't know who said this, but it's like, don't talk about it, be about it. And so many people like just flap their fucking gums all the fucking day. And how I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. They don't do fucking shit. They don't walk their walk. They just talk their talk. And guess what, bitch? Talk is fucking cheap. Okay? Talk is fucking cheap. They have not enough time learning and growing, remember? So all of your spare time needs to go to learning and growing. So you have to ask yourself throughout the day, is the thing that I'm about to do going to help me learn? Is it going to help me grow? Is it going to help me level up? Is it going to help me evolve? And is it going to get me closer to my ambitious life dreams? So I get asked to do a lot of things. I get asked to be on a lot of people's podcasts. I get asked to do a lot of speaking engagements. I get asked to do a lot of just busy work that seems like really cool in the moment. But if I really peel the onion and I say to myself, is the thing I'm about to do going to help me get closer to where I desire to be? And the answer is no, I don't do it. I turn down hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in opportunities because the thing that someone is proposing to me is not going to help me in the long run get closer to where I desire to be. And time is very limited. And you can always make more money, but you cannot make more time. So I have to say to myself, is this thing that I'm about to do going to get me closer to my goals, dreams, aspirations, etc.? And if it's not, I'd say no. Go back and read my book. No is a fucking complete sentence in Ambitchious. There's like a whole chapter on that shit. And it's about boundaries. And if you have no fucking boundaries, of course you're not going to live an ambitious life. So ask yourself if throughout the day, it can be multiple times a day, is the thing I'm about to do going to help me get closer to or further away where I desire to be? The next thing on how to be ambitious, right? Like how to not be a basic bitch is execute always, no matter what. Okay? Execute always, no matter what. So many people, and this is why my mentorship program is so expensive, because I give people multi-million-dollar ideas and I give it to them. And they're like things that like, I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't have given that to her because I could fucking do that and make millions of dollars, but I don't have fucking time for that. So I'll just give it to her anyways. And guess what? They don't do shit with it. They don't do fucking shit with it. Nothing. Because there's no execution. Again, there's a lot of fucking hen pecking, a lot of scratchy fucking chicken bullshit. It's like a fucking hen house. They're always just talking. And there's no fucking execution on anything that they do. Give me a fucking break. I don't care how small, how big, you got to execute. The next thing that we have to do to stop being basic bitches is we have to do the things that no one else will do. I have so many people that come to me and they're like, oh my God, Katie, I'm so afraid of public speaking. Okay, then do it. Katie, I'm so afraid. I want a podcast, but I'm so afraid. Just do it. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do reels, or I don't have the time to go live. Lies. Big fat motherfucking fupa-sized lies. Why do you think I'm successful? Why do you think that I'm part of the 2%? Because I will do the craziest shit. I will do the things that no one else will do because Even if I'm scared, I'm a sick fuck and I will do it anyway. And you have to adopt that psychotic bullshit from me that you're just such a twisted bitch that you're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just doing it. I don't care if like people come for me, if they laugh at me, if they make fun of me. It doesn't fucking matter, because at the end of the day, and go back to the last podcast and listen to The Man in the Arena by Theodore Roosevelt. If you're not in the fucking arena, I don't want to hear from you. That's why when people come for me and they say shit, I just delete, laugh. I'm like, oh, you cute little loser. I don't give a fuck. Because guess what? I'm going to keep getting richer and hotter and smarter and all the things. And everyone else is going to keep getting the opposite of that. Okay? Because they just won't do the things that I will do. So the people that are audacious and they don't give a fuck, those are the people that are going to win. The next thing, how to not be a basic bitch. You got to have your ambitchuals. I go so deep into this in A28P, and we go even deeper into this in Ambitchious Academy. Having your ambitchuals. I'm not going to get too much into that today because everyone's ambitchuals are going to be different, but you have to have a rhyme or reason to your day, and you have to have affirmations, and you have to have intentions, and you have to have certain rituals that you do every day that are habit that set you up for success. Okay? The next thing that we have to do to stop being basic bitches is we have to callous our minds. What does that mean? I did not come out of the womb being the HBIC. I came out of the womb being a soft bitch. Everyone did. I don't give a fuck who you are. We all came out of the womb being soft. But over time, we have to get stronger and harder. And it's almost like, callousing your hands when you work out. We have to make sure that the mind is impenetrable, that there is an armor around it. So no matter who comes for you, what failures you may experience, what letdowns you may have, what sadness that you may have, what, bad luck and mishap or any of those things, no matter what, your mind is like so fucking strong that nothing is going to shake you. Nothing. You're going to be like a strong ancient oak tree with your roots going so deep down in the ground, and not just deep, but wide. So no matter what storm comes your way, you may sway and you may bend, but you will not break. And that's what callousing your mind. And callousing your mind is just like working out in the gym. Every day you get a little bit stronger, a little bit stronger. But if you're not doing the things that you need to do to make your mindset that calloused, strong trap, and that's what we teach in A28P. That is the foundation to start the mindset and start callousing your mind. The next one is you have to set your own standards and you have to know what you stand for. So in A28P, in the book, we really get into really like, what is the highest vision of yourself? So if you were living in every way, shape, and form using the 6 life makers, what would be the highest vision of yourself? You have to write that down, and you have to know what you will stand for, because you will fall for anything if you don't. You have to know what you will and will not do, what your values are, who you desire to be as a person, how you desire to show up in the world, how you desire to hold space in the world. And if you don't know those things and you don't even know what your standards are, how the fuck do you expect God, the universe, etc., to give you what you desire? Remember I said in the last podcast, the universe and God, they're not mind readers. They're just not. I'm sorry. They have all these other great qualities, but they're not mind readers. The next thing is we got to get sick of ourselves. I cannot fucking tell you over the years, and I've been doing this for 20 plus years, how many people are like, every time I talk to them in my coaching containers, they're like, and then, and that's why, and they're fucking full of excuses and bullshit. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's like a fucking broken record. We have to get sick of our own shit. There's that old saying, it's like, you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Well, you got to be sick and tired of being fucking basic. And until the day that you hold your feet to the fire and you hold the mirror up to yourself and say, I am sick of you, and I'm going to kill the old version off of who I used to be so that I can be like the phoenix rising from the ashes and become the most ambitious version of myself that I can be at this moment. Until you get fucking sick of yourself, you're never going to do it. You're never going to do it. The next thing is you got to do the work. Again, I know it's beating a dead horse, but it's just a different way of saying it. Do the work. Do the work. Do the work. Do it. Just fucking do it. Don't tell me about it. Just do it. I don't want to hear it. Just do it. That's it. Just do it. Like fucking Nike. Just do it. Just do it. The next thing is know that this too shall pass. No matter what's happening in your life, and I go through things every day, okay? You guys don't know about all the things that I go through, but I go through things every day. And my dad always said to me, even when I was a little girl, Katie, this too shall pass. Katie, this too shall pass. My father's a wise motherfucker. And it's true. And I know it's so basic, this too shall pass, but it's true. Like nothing is forever. Not you, not me, not our brands, not our families, not our anythings, not even our lives are forever. Everything is transient. Everything is like air. Everything will pass. Okay? So knowing that, your downfalls, your hard times, your sadness, your fear, your whatever, it will not be here forever. It's just a fleeting emotion. It's just a feeling. So allow yourself to feel it and let it go. You know, you don't have to stay, if someone said something to you or did something to you, you don't have to stay in a bad mood for more than 5 minutes. Like I always say, ask yourself, is this going to matter in 5 years? Then don't give it 5 minutes. I used to, when people would do shit to me, oh my God, I would be sick for months over it. Every day I'd wake up and think about it, how I could have done it differently, what I should have said instead, how this person hurt me, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And guess what? All the people that fucked me over, they're not doing better than me. All the people that hurt me, karma has bitten them in the assholes. I've watched it play out. It's like fucking watching the best Broadway play right in front of my face. And I always stayed true to who I was. And I always came from a place of goodness and kindness and service. And like people like us, we can't lose. We may have small little setbacks. We might have hard days, but at the end of the day, we cannot lose. So you have to say to yourself, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. The next one, you got to be okay with not being liked. Do you know how many people fuck with me every day? You know how many people call me names? They say I'm this, they say I'm that. I fucking laugh. You know why? Because I'm rich and I'm happy and I have all the things that I've ever dreamt about in my life and more. So their words can't fucking touch me. They mean nothing. And they're coming from a place of jealousy and not enoughness and fear. And I can see that because I'm enlightened emotionally, mentally, and spiritually and energetically. So I can see right through that smoke and mirrors and just know, oh, this poor little person is lashing out at me and they don't like me because I trigger in something deep in them that they don't like about themselves. I am a shadow worker. I am not a light worker. I have never fucking said that I'm here to blow smoke in your asshole, blow smoke in your pussy hole. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to fucking hold the dark fucking mirror up to you and see the monster that you can be if you allow yourself to be that monster. I'm not saying fight the monster. I'm saying integrate the darkness, integrate the shadow. Use the dark parts of you to be the catalyzers of your ambitious life. Stop fucking spiritually bypassing yourself. Give yourself an energetic makeover and just say, you know what, it's okay. Not everyone's going to like me. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not here for everyone. Just like people, clients of mine, right? Like, I'm not for everyone. Not everyone is supposed to do A28P. Not everyone is supposed to join Ambitchious Academy. Not everyone is supposed to do a mentorship or healing sessions with me. They're just not. Not everyone is supposed to experience things like Bitchapalooza. Maybe they're not for me, but maybe they're for someone else, and that's okay because there's enough to go around. But you have to be okay with not being liked. The next thing is fill up your schedule. Fill up your schedule. And I'm going to leave it here, but I'm going to tell you something before I go, and it is going to pop your fucking cherry. So hold on to your fucking weave. You ready for this? So let's just say, which is, I don't even want to say let's just say, there's 168 hours in a week. So let's just say that you take away 8 hours a day for work. So you have a job or you're working like work-wise, like, right? Like you're an entrepreneur or you have a job. So let's just say every day you work for 8 hours. And let's just say you are living your best fucking sleep life and you're sleeping 8 hours a night. So that's fucking 40 hours for work and 40 hours for sleep. That leaves you with 88 hours a week. Okay? 88 hours a week to use. So now let's just say if you divide 88 divided by 7, that means you get 12.5714286, but who's counting? Let's just say 12 and a half hours a day for yourself. So listen to me again. There's 168 hours in a week. 8 hours of them a day is sleeping, and 8 hours of them a day is work. So that means that you have 12 and a half hours a day to do all the other things you've ever dreamt of. So let's just say every day you spend an hour on your Ambitchious. Okay? That leaves you with 81 hours. Now, let's just say there's another hour a day that you spend exercising. So you're doing yoga or cardio or lifting or whatever. So that leaves you with 74 hours to do what you want with it. Now let's just divide that by 7 days because there's 7 days in a week. So let's just divide 74 divided by 7. So at the end of the day, now you've worked out, you've done your Ambitchious, you've worked and you've slept. Okay? So I didn't talk about eating, cleaning your butthole, brushing your cat, whatever the fuck you sick fucks do. Okay? At the end of this equation, that means you have 10 and a half plus hours a day to live an ambitious life. What could you do with an extra 10 and a half hours a day? Because that's how much y'all have. Now, I know people are going to be like, well, you don't have kids, Katie. You don't have kids. Fuck you, bitch. Because guess what? Last time I checked, you were taking a fucking what Disney princess quiz on fucking Facebook, were you? Don't come for me, bitch, because I fucking see you. Okay? You can't escape the almighty eye that is Katie motherfucking Boyd. Admit it. You spend your time fucking diddling your twiddle. Okay? And guess what? It's not getting you anywhere. It's not helping you live in a bitch's life. Think about, you could learn a new language in a year. You could learn how to play the piano. You could get a side hustle if you're a broke bitch. If you're like, I'm broke, get a side hustle. You have 10 extra hours a day. Dude, if I had 10 extra hours a day for a side hustle, I don't even know who, I would be like Warren Buffett's little sister. Are you fucking kidding me? 10 and a half hours a day. So you have 10 and a half hours a day. What are you doing with that time? What are you filling up that time with? Are you filling it up with Facebook and Instagram and fucking, TikTok? Or are you filling it up with doing more and more and more and more to become the next version of your most ambitious self? So fill up your fucking schedule with momentum and creation and execution, and do momentum, execution, creation, tenacity, diligence, focus for those 10 and a half hour days every fucking day for the next year. And you fucking call me and you tell me what has happened in your life. Because I'm telling you right now, you will be ambitious if you follow this formula. I hope that this podcast helped you. If it didn't, you can go fuck yourself. I really don't care, okay? Because I just spent 45 minutes of my fucking life. I'm now 45 minutes closer to death because of trying to motivate your ass. And I'm really just showing up here for myself. I don't care if you use these things or not. It's no sweat off of my ass. It's no, hair off my see you next Tuesday. It's not. I don't care. I'm just here doing God's work. And you can either take it, hold the mirror up to yourself and change your life, or just be a basic bitch for the rest of your life. But if you want to be a basic bitch for the rest of your life, just get out of the way of the ambitious women that are here doing their most. Okay? All right, guys. In the meantime, don't forget to stay ambitious. Share this with everyone that you know. Check out the show notes here for A28P times, for Ambitchious Academy, for Bitchapalooza, and all the other things that we offer in the ambitious lifestyle. And I will see you next Tuesday.